الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, today, by the grace and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have completed the fourth and the fifth juz of our Holy Quran. In today's recitation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we started off Surah Nisa, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought many different masail regarding the lady folks. In this, He brought how to deal with them, how to stay with them, and if Allah Ta'ala forgive na'udhu, if you were to separate from them, then how to separate from them. Also in this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in very great detail brings information about our inheritance, how to distribute our inheritance. There's a certain hissa, there's a certain part where you have say. Besides this part, then the rest Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained, the rest Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already broken up into pieces. So this much will go to the girl, this much will go to the boy, this much will go to so and so, this much will go to so and so. So when in this ayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes that every single person should write a will. Every single person should write a will because you don't know when you're going to leave. You don't know when you're going to leave, and inshallah we'll elaborate on this a little bit more later on. So if a person has a will ready, then it should be according to the Islamic Sharia. It should be according to the Islamic law. So to know what the Islamic law says about writing a will, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clearly brought it in Surah Nisa. So if someone wants to look into it, then inshallah contact a scholar while writing their will. In today's recitation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that there's a way how things go. Not always things will go the way you want. Meaning, you can't live a life full of joy. You can't live a life where you do not give two hoots about what's going on. You can't live a life where you're relaxing, where you're chilling out, where you're breaking every single law that there is. You don't know about your salat. You don't know about your zakat. When the month of Ramadan comes, it's just like any other month. It's just like any other month. The only thing is, you go to the masjid, you have some food there. You might meet some extra people in the masjid, right? Then, the way you deal with your parents, the way you deal with your wife, the way you deal with your children, everything about you says that this person is not a Muslim. Then if you hope that, look, and this is a way that a lot of youngsters might feel, that when we get old, we'll do tawbah. Right? When you get old, we'll do tawbah when we reach the age that my father's at. When I have to sit on a chair and read my salat, when I sit all the way in the corner and I read my salat, at that time I'll do tawbah. Until then, let the wheels of life keep rolling. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, this is not how it works. This is not how it works. You can't live the life the way you want and expect that at the last moment you'll get the tawfiq of tawbah. First of all, there is no guarantee that you will get the tawfiq of tawbah at that moment. Second of all, who knows when your last moment is? Right? As I mentioned yesterday about Adnan Rahman and Nisa, those two youngsters who didn't know what their last moment was. One moment they're driving, next moment they're gone. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, look, don't keep high hopes. Don't keep high hopes and don't think that you can that things will always go the way you want. That you will live the life the way you want, and then later on when you are old, when you're in the hospital, when you're on your deathbed, you do tawbah. Because there's no guarantee. But on the other hand, if you turn things around, when Sheikh Abdul Rahim came, he made mention of a story about a person who lived in Persia, who lived in Iran. And this person was not Muslim. He was not Muslim, he did not have belief in Islam. But there were Muslims around him, and he saw how Muslims acted, and he saw how Muslims behaved. And when the month of Ramadan came, he knew that, look, this is a month where Muslims don't eat. This is a month where Muslims don't drink during the day. During the month of Ramadan, he had a son, and his son got a plate of food and went outside on the streets and began to eat. So his son went outside on the streets and began to eat. And as the Muslims were passing by, the Muslim would look at him and lick their lips. Okay, it was good. Then the next Muslim would pass by and look at his plate. Smells nice. Then the next Muslim would pass by and say that, you know, today when I have iftar, that's exactly what I'm going to have. Right? This person saw his son eating on the streets, and he took his son and grabbed him and took him inside. What are you doing? Don't you know that these people are fasting? Don't you know that these people are fasting? They can't eat. Why would he eat in front of them? Don't you have this much aql? Don't you have this much sense? If they can't eat, why are you eat in front of them? Then when this person passed away, after some time this person passed away. Once he passed away, someone saw a dream where this person was in the gardens of Jannah. He was in the gardens of paradise. They asked him that, how did you get this status? You weren't Muslim. You weren't a believer. You weren't a mu'min. You never fasted in the month of Ramadan. You never prayed your salat. You never gave zakat. You never did hajj. How do you get this status? He says that because of one time I had respect for Islam. One time I had izzat for Islam. One time I scolded my child because of Islam. When I was passing away, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me hidayat. And while I was passing away, my lips started to move. And when my lips moved, it said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. And then I passed away. So the things could turn around. There's no guarantee that when you pass away, that you will have the hidayah to say La ilaha illallah. That you will have the hidayah to say the kalimat. That you will have the tawfiq to do istighfar. But on the other hand, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills a person that lives his life the way he wants, they show some love for Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will turn things around and grant this person the Jannah. Then in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in today's recitation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings mention that أَيْنَمَا تَكُونُوا يُدْرِكْكُمُ الْمَوْتِ. That wherever you may be, death will find you. Now you might think that, okay, what's going on here? Yesterday we spoke about death. Today we spoke about death. Who's dying? Right? Every single one of us. We're all going to die. Right? It's a fact. But in today's recitation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, look, wherever you may be, there's no running from death. It will slather. It will move like a snake and somehow find you. And when it comes, it will hit you hard. It will hit you in a way that you won't even know. And in this day and age, we see this very often. You know, when we read the history, we'll see that, you know, so-and-so scholar was on his deathbed, so-and-so person was on his deathbed when he said this, he said that, he said this, he said that. But in this day and age, what do we hear? A plane crash happened in this part of the world and 100 people died. A plane crash happened over there. A train crash happened over here. This happened, that happened. A dam collapsed, a building fell, and all you hear that 100 people died, 200 people died, 300 people died. They had no idea. They were in the skies, in a plane. Wherever you may be, death will find you and death will get you. They were in the skyscrapers. They were in the skyscrapers all the way on the 100th story. On the 100th floor, and death finding them. They were all the way in the ocean in a submarine. In the pits of the ocean in a submarine,